Testing. Testing.
the epidemic of bad outside. That's what I'm doing to me. That's why I'm not bright now. So I guess we'll go ahead and call it to order. We'll go ahead and call the meeting to order, and I want to welcome everyone here, but have Reverend Gillespie to lead us in prayer. If everyone please stand up. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Here's a little scripture that I wanted to read, just one verse from the book of Proverbs. And it says these words, and I thank the Mayor for just inviting me to pray. But it said, a nation that exalteth righteousness proclaims the goodness of God. That's from the book of Proverbs, and I just wanted to say that. May we pray. Our Father and our God, we thank Thee for this day. We thank You for Your Son Jesus, who died on Calvary's cross that we might have a right to the tree of life. Now, Father God, we enter into this chamber to do the business of this city. We pray, oh God, for our mayor. We pray for our city councilman. We pray for our city attorney. We pray for our city manager. God, we pray for our city clerk. We pray for our police chief, Mr. Carl Moore, who's done such an outstanding and wonderful job. God, we thank You for him, God. We thank You for his staff. And God, we thank You for all these people who have gathered here tonight to witness democracy in action. Teach us, oh God, that we are a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Teach us all to do justice, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with Thy God. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
I will stand. I'm going to have the pledge of allegiance. I'll leave that. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. And welcome again. So, let's go here. Thank you, Tom. All right, let's see here. Okay, we'll have, at this time, we'll have public comments first. Anyone like to speak, just step to the podium and state your name and what you'd like to talk about, please. Anyone here like to say anything about anything going on in town or whatever? There being no public comments at this time, then if anyone has a public comment, you can go to the podium now if you like, if you want to. If you don't, there will be no time for it. This is the only time we have public comments for tonight. All right, so no public comments. We'll go on to the next item on the agenda, the adoption of the agenda for this meeting.
Make a motion to adopt the agenda.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Thank you. City Manager's June 24th to July 9th report. I'm sorry, approval minutes first. My eye's still bad, ladies and gentlemen. Approval minutes of July 14th to 26th.
Make a motion, we approve the minutes from 7/14/2026.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Thank you. Unanimous, thank you. Now, City Manager's report from June 24th to July the 9th.
Mayor, that was just part of the minutes included in from last month.
Okay, all right. Then the resolution tonight, I'm going to let Mr. Good read that on the celebration of Threads of Freedom.
Sure. Rob, would you like to come in?
Sure.
So we're going to recognize you and the mayor for your Threads of Freedom. And this is a resolution acknowledging and celebrating the Threads of Freedom mural. Whereas public art plays a vital role in enhancing the visual landscape of our community, fostering civic pride and celebrating our shared American heritage. And whereas the United States of America celebrated its 250th anniversary of independence, a historic milestone that inspires reflection on our nation's foundational principles of liberty and unity. whereas a new public mural titled Threads of Freedom has been successfully completed at the rear of the Lowell Police Department. And whereas this artwork was created by local artist Rob Massey, whose vision and exceptional talent has been brought the wall to life, and whereas the creation of this landmark project was proudly sponsored and championed by Mayor Larry Simons, demonstrating a steadfast commitment to community beautification and historic preservation, whereas the theme, the Threads of Freedom mural beautifully honors the city of Lowell's unique history, deep-rooted patriotism, and community pride, weaving together the historic fabric of our past with the bright promise of our future. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of Lowell, North Carolina, hereby officially recognize and thank Larry Simons for his sponsorship and the artistry of Rob Massey to create the Threads of Freedom mural for all of Lowell, North Carolina to enjoy this landmark as one to be proud of, adopted this 11th day of August, 2026.
Before you vote on, I'm gonna say this, Rob Massey is a true Lowell citizen. We love him to death. And Rob, this is way beyond the call of duty. To get out there on 160-degree days against that brick wall and do what you did. And we talked about it. There's no way we could imagine it being as beautiful as it is, and how talented you are. And the people at Appalachian State, I'm sure they're proud of you. All they need to do, we need to send all this stuff across the whole country, let people know that we have an artist. And listen, this gentleman had an original thought. He drew the thing, he painted it, and now it's on that wall forever. And all it might need someday is maybe some touch-up or whatever. But his family, his children, his mom, his dad, all of them from Lowell, his grandmother and grandfather looking down, the old magistrate, last magistrate we had, the lady ran the ice cream place in the drugstore as a child, and what a brilliant lady she was, and what a wonderful lady, and what a wonderful family you have. And you exhibited 100% in all matters, Robbie. I'm so proud. I call him Robbie. I'm not going to say this is a baby. But anyway, Robbie, I'm sorry, but I appreciate you, and God bless you, and thank you for everything you did. I'm so proud of you, and the whole town is. Thank you. Thank you.
And Rob, we'll get you a framed copy of the resolution. Okay? Yes, sir.
I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. And the next thing is the resolution and acknowledging, oh, wait a minute, we had a vote on that other resolution, I'm sorry. Need a motion to adopt that other resolution, sorry, the one we just had. Need a motion to adopt.
I make a motion we accept the resolution and proclamation for Robbie Massey.
Okay, you have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Thank you. Thank you again. All right. The next item is going to be acknowledging our retiring police chief tonight. What a wonderful person he is. I tell you, it's kind of a happy, sad time, to see, things that come into our lives, and have to see someone leave as gifted and talented as you are, Mr. Carl Moore. We love you, and we're going to miss you. And whatever you do in life is just going to go with you forever and ever, and you'll always have Lowell to look back. When I kid Carl all the time, when they first hired him, we had to borrow money from Mace, because he'd mace anyone on him. but as he's gone and come on to be our chief and everything, and everyone's so proud of him. And anyone that'd like to speak at this time on behalf of Carl Moore, anyone have any police officer, anyone that worked with him like to say something, we'd love to hear from you now. Anyone like to speak?
I just want to thank Carl for his leadership, his commitment to the citizens of Lowell, and I appreciate everything he's done for me over my 22-year career. We love you, Chief. We love you, brother.
Anyone
I'd
else?
like to come in if we could.
Yes,
Yeah,
everybody come in,
absolutely.
please. And anyone else like to speak, you're welcome to.
Mayor, I do have a letter that I'd like to read from.
That's fine, but we'll just take care of this right now and let these guys come in if they got anything to say, because they worked with him all these years. We know how wonderful he is. He's been here a long time. Came up through the ranks to become chief. All right, and okay, we'll go ahead and do the resolution. Then we'll have some time for y'all to speak if you like. Let's do the resolution first. Go ahead.
All right, this is for Chief Moore's service weapon. Whereas the city of Lowell is seeking to acknowledge that Carl M. Moore, police chief of the city of Lowell Police Department, has as a devoted member of the city of Lowell Police Department, and whereas the Glock 45 model service weapon with serial number BTYB805 that was carried by Carl Moore shall be declared surplus and presented to him for his 30 years in law enforcement and over 26 years of dedicated work with the Lowell Police Department. Now therefore it be resolved, the City Council of the City of Lowell as follows. The City of Lowell supports the City of Lowell Police Department in acknowledging that Carl M. Moore, retiring September 1st, 2026, as a police officer of the City of Lowell Police Department, was a devoted member of the City of Lowell Police Department. The City of Lowell supports the City of Lowell Police Department in seeking that the Glock Model 45 service weapon with its serial number BTYB805 carried by Carl M. Moore be declared surplus and presented to him for his years of dedicated work in the City of Lowell Police Department. This resolution adopted on the 11th day of August 2026.
Need a motion to adopt this resolution.
Make a motion, we accept the resolution number RS03-2026. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Thank you. Now, if anyone would like to speak, Carl has his family here. Carl, if you'd like to say something, you're welcome to.
I don't have anything prepared there, but I can say that I thank God for letting me make it these years, keeping me safe, and I appreciate my family, my wife, my son for putting up with me, not being able to be home and all along lonely nights and all that stuff. And I appreciate the City of Lowell for allowing me to be a police officer here for all that long. And I appreciate all my partners. I met a lot of them good friends and a lot of them good people over the years. But I appreciate these men and women out there. They're my crew. So I appreciate it.
Everybody, people in the sheriff's department, the county police, everyone, even the highway patrol, they send their best regards for you. We talked to a lot of people during this time when you were retiring, and they just wanted me to pass it along how much they all respect you and how much they all love you. And before you leave, I got something for you. I can give it to you now because you don't work here no more. Come here a minute. All right. This is $250, and the reason I'm giving you $250 is because of the 250th year celebration for Lowell, Carl. Come here. And you take your family out to eat, and you take your daddy with you. And God bless you. I love you. Here you go. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Mayor, I have something I'd like to share with Chief Moore as well.
Go ahead.
Chief Moore, as I write this, I realize I've only had the privilege of serving alongside you for a short time. 30 days is hardly enough to fully appreciate a career that has spanned decades of service, leadership, and sacrifice. Yet has it been more than enough time to recognize the respect you've earned and impact that you've made. Law enforcement is a calling that asks so much of those who answer it. It demands courage when others hesitate, steady judgment when emotions run high, and a willingness to place the needs of others above your own. Throughout your career, you have accepted those responsibilities with dedication and professionalism. Retirement marks the end of a career, but not the end of your influence. The officers you've mentored, the lives you've touched, and the example you've set will continue long after you turn in your badge. And on behalf of the City of Lowell, thank you for your faithful service, your leadership, and your commitment to protecting this community. We're grateful for all you have given. In the next chapter, bring joy, rest, and the same sense of purpose that you've given so generously to others. Congratulations, and thank you for a lifetime of service.
If anyone like to speak, you're welcome to at this time. Anyone like to say anything, we appreciate it.
Get Carl here for a picture with everybody.
All right, we'll do that.
You all come over here on this
I
side.
don't think the room's big enough. Everybody smile. All right, I took about 7. Ought to be one good one in that bunch.
Anyone like to speak before you leave, you're welcome to. We're glad to have all the visitors too to come support Carl. We appreciate that.
I just say he's my son-in-law. I'll claim him today.
I believe you got a good one.
The top side of it.
I believe you got a grandson right there too. He's something else, isn't he? The whole family, we appreciate all of him. We appreciate you letting us borrow Carl all these years, I tell you. And he'll enjoy retirement. Well, and that's the way to go out too, being happy, not being
Chief
sad.
Moore, as just a citizen, not as a city councilman, but I want to say that you are one of the best law enforcement officers that I have ever met in my life. Not only did you uphold the law, but you did it with compassion and mercy. And I just thank God for you, because I don't know who the next police chief will be. I have no idea. But I do know that he needs to follow in your footsteps, because as I pray, do justice, these are not just words, to love mercy and to walk humbly with our God, that's what you have done. A lot of people are snarby, snarkish, and stupid, but you are wise. As Mr. City Manager said, you are respectful and you've shown leadership. And I will certainly miss you, but I know that the next police chief comes, he's got some great shoes to fill, and I love you. I want you to know that. Thank you.
Thank you, Carl. Thank you.
Chief Carl, I just want to say the same thing. Thank you for all your dedication to the city. Thank you for keeping the city safe. Thank you for your guidance, your being a mentor, just all the years of service, the great police department you've built, and thank you for all of your officers, and I hope you enjoy your retirement.
Thank you again. All right, the next item on the agenda is going to be the consent agenda.
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Thank you. The next item is going to be the presentation of Gaston County Tax Office regarding tax reappraisal to, that'll be you, Mr. Good, on a new business.
We've invited Gaston County Tax Office tonight, so council and residents can hear directly about the 2027 reappraiser. Mr. Chelsea Tarbush is going to be here, and I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you. I'm Chelsea Tarbush. I'm the Gaston County Tax Director. Thank y'all for having us tonight. We are here just to provide some general updates for the 2027 reappraisal. We have a bunch of information that we've passed out to the council, but we'll also be glad to pass out along the citizens as well. Natalie Pacehour is our reappraisal administrator. She is going to come up and do our presentation, and then we'll take any questions at the end.
Thank you. Thank you, Chelsea.
Oh, you hit the button. Okay, so this is just an overview of just some statistics we have. So we've had a 21% increase in population since 2010. So we have seen a lot of growth, and we, at this point, roughly have 117 parcels in Gaston County. So the reason we do a reappraisal is North Carolina general statutes state that we have to do one at least once every 8 years. Our Board of Commissioners adopted in 2015 that we do a 4-year cycle, and that's what a lot of counties are doing now. So in 2015 we started a 4-year, which is how we ended up on 27. How are properties assessed? So there are physical characteristics and non-physical characteristics. Some of the physical characteristics looked at is the size and location of the land, the building size, age, and condition, the property type and the way that the property is used, and then any additions or improvements, such as a pool, a shed, a garage. Non-physical characteristics, just market data and sales data when properties sell, and then income and cost comes from income producing properties. So a tax rate and your tax value are separate. The tax rate is set based on the budget and the tax base. So when the Board of Commissioners is setting a tax rate, they view how much money is needed for the budget and then the total value of property in the county. And that's how they set their tax rate. The tax rate is then used with your property value to calculate your tax bill, but they are separate. And then this is just a chart to show you that the tax base with your tax rate equals the revenue based on the county's needs and property values. And then revenue neutral just takes the total amount of property tax revenue collected, about the same after a reappraisal. So you should, revenue neutral just means it's not raising or falling any. All right, communication plan. We have this QR code over here. You can visit our website. In there you'll find videos, different documents, anything about our 27 reappraisal. We do have some more public meetings scheduled. There are some video presentations, but if you know of anywhere that wants a presentation or anybody that would like one, churches, schools, whatever, we'd be happy to do that. And here's a list of some that we already have scheduled. So in 2 weeks we'll be in Bessemer City, and then we've got a few in September and in October. And then this is just a map of our areas, the township areas in the county. Okay, so this is one of the statistics we use when valuing properties. Ratio study is used to measure the level of assessment. And this graph down here shows you each gray bar is a month, and that's how many sales were in that month, and then where your median ratio falls. We plan to be at 100% of market value as of our reappraisal date, which is January 1st of 2027. But this is just a little diagram of those ratios by the months. Okay, so these are some sales that we received for our last reappraisal, and then these are what we're going into 27 with. So you can see that we do have quite a lot of sales to view, which helps us come up with our market data to value properties. We have, it looks like almost 4,000 in 23, over 4,000 in 24 and 25. So we have plenty of data to review when setting values. And then these are some of our public-facing tools. If you go to our website, GastonGov.com, and then go under tax, you can find all of these websites. Spatialist, you can search your property. It gives you a lot of information on your individual property. You can look up your neighbor's property if you want to see, the comparison there. DebNet Wedge is kind of the same thing, but there's a few different tools. It also gives you a diagram of the map. Community does more sales-based. It gives you a lot of statistics as well. You can find a lot of the same information on these websites, but each one of them does a little different. Orthos is our aerials. We have flights that take imagery, and so you can view your property and any property in the county with that. And then this is a comparable sales report. So you can use it and you can enter your address and then find homes around you that have sold to see if your value aligns with what people are paying for properties like yours. So it's a really good tool if you want to see, if yours falls in line with what people are paying. So if you get your reappraisal notice in 27 and you disagree with the value that the county has placed on it, you can file an appeal. For reappraisal years, we start with an informal appeal. So you would just call, and then you would come in and speak with one of our appraisers. We would take another look at it. You would let us know if there's anything that we missed or something that might be on the inside that we don't see. And then, we'll make a decision from there. You'll get another letter. And if you still disagree with that, we will schedule you an appointment with the Board of Equalization and Review. And they are a separate board. They're appointed by the county commissioners, and then you will come in and you will present your evidence to them, and then they will make their decision. If you still disagree, there are higher ways that you can go. But there is always that option, and you can appeal your property every year. It doesn't have to be a reappraisal year to appeal, so you do have that option every year. All right, things to remember. One of three things can occur when you file an appeal. The value can stay the same. It could increase or it could decrease. And that just means if there's something on your property that we didn't have listed, and once you appeal, we realize we don't, and then we list it, it could increase. But it could do the opposite. If we have something listed that you no longer have, if you filled in your pool, removed a shed, and we still have that listed, once we remove that, it would decrease. So those are the three things that can happen when you file an appeal. And then you'll just receive your notice by mail, and then you can move forward if you still disagree. So the next few slides are a few of the programs that we have, starting with the present use value assessment program. This is for farmland that's in production. We have 3 different categories. If you fall under these categories and it's a farm that produces income, it's a deferred tax program. So you're paying on the land as it is now, not the market value. But if you were to come out of the program, you would pay back taxes. Those taxes are just deferred. So there is that option if you know anyone or you want to call in and see if you qualify, there is that option. And these are some of our exclusions. We have a homestead exclusion, 65 years or older or permanently and totally disabled. There is an income requirement, which is $38,800 for the whole family. But if you or you know someone that meets those qualifications, it is 25% or, 25,000 or 50%, whichever is greater, that comes off the tax value that you would be paying taxes on. Disabled veterans, it's 100% disabled, service connected. There is no income requirement for this one, or age. You would just have to have the letter from the VA, but it is a $45,000 reduction on your tax value. And then the circuit breaker, we don't have very many at all. It's I don't know how you describe it. If you fall within these limitations, the top one is 0 to 38.8. It's a 4% of your income is taxed, correct? Just 4%. But we like to tell people that if you fall within that and meet these qualifications, you're probably better off just applying for the homestead. It's the middle section here, the 38,801 to 58,200, which is 5% that most people would maybe use this for. But like I said, we don't have a lot of those. And that was also a deferral. So the taxes are just deferred. Okay, and this is how you can reach us. You can come visit us at our building. You can email us, or you can call us if you have any questions about anything. We're open Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5, and we try to respond to emails as best as we can, and we always answer the phones. Anyone have any questions?
Yes. Chelsea, what's the total value of Gaston County? What we put property, what we pay the property tax on for the whole county. What's the total amount for the entire county?
Off the top of my head, I don't know.
I thought maybe you'd have it on your computer sheet.
I don't, not with me, I don't have it. Are you wanting just real property, or you want all classifications? of property?
Automobiles, the whole 9 yards, and
Okay.
this is where everything gets so messed up. Not because of you, Chelsea, you do a good job, and you're following some great footsteps up there.
Thank you, sir.
We love you to death, and every time I've ever called you, asked you anything, you've always been up front, and I appreciate it. We got a hell of a, excuse my language, we got a problem as far as this reevaluation this year, because we got the war going on, the taxes, you know, gas tax and gas itself, and taxes on groceries and the groceries itself. So this is one time that we really need to, the whole county needs to bite the bullet. We got the sorriest county commissioner. I don't give a flip. I know you work for them, but I'm just telling you, they're the sorriest group of people we've ever had up there. They don't know their butt a hole in the ground. That's the truth. And they keep on setting this tax rate at 59 cents. Can you imagine that? 59 cents. And listen to this. The county, this lottery deal, you remember the lottery came out, all this money gonna go to the schools and all this thing. If you go out, if you get a call right now and find out from the state of North Carolina how much they're paying in advertising for these idiots to get on and advertise the lottery, that's where the money goes, is advertising the lottery. The kids don't get anything. You see what a dilemma you have in the county right now with kids. You don't even, they can't get their autism children and all the things that's going on in the county. They sit up there and they just turn their nose up in the air and they don't have a clue as to what's going on. And my council here, they work hard. We cut our tax rate to 35.5 cents out of respect for every citizen in this town because it had to be done. Because reevaluation, they turned their nose up, didn't cut it nothing, and we had to bite the bullet. But thank God they got elected, and the tax rate went down to 35.5 cents. I give praise where praise is due, and I give a kick in the hind end where where it really needs it. And our county commissioners up there, they don't represent no one in this county, not even themselves. They're the dumbest people in the world. How can you sit there and raise your own taxes? That's the dumbest people in the entire United States of America. To raise your own taxes and look at your neighbors and say, well, it's okay. We know you don't need that kind of money. And look at the millions of dollars spending for ambulances and things like that. It's just, everything's off the chain. We got to reel it back in, or we're going to be just like Connecticut. All these people moving down here from up north, I don't care where you're from. They move down here and they put all this junk on us because up there, a 4-room house, a 800 square foot house is $11,000 a year for property taxes. If you don't believe me, look it up. And all the way up to Massachusetts, Vermont, all the way up to New York and all that stuff. People up there, they don't even own nothing. They don't want to own anything. Just like the people here, they're better off to rent than they are to own because all they got to do is cut the grass. The landlord's going to take care of everything else. But it's not supposed to be like that. And that, when I was growing up, started a family, the first thing you want to do is own a home and have something. Now your house holds you hostage. So we need to reverse this thing and let the house release you to where you can enjoy your home, right? Chelsea, you're smart. If you were our county commissioner, we wouldn't have a problem. But you work for them, and I'm not causing you. I don't cause you any problem. I'm speaking from me, and they are the sorriest bunch that's ever gathered on a throne anywhere in the United States of America at any time. They have no clue. And that one guy up there, I think he's finally coming. I forget his name. I think he's in the landscape business, but he's making some sense. Because all these years of like all this money they give all these companies that come in here out of the blue. Don't even own a Coca-Cola on their own, but the government gives them free assets as far as we give them tax breaks and things like that. If you take all that out of the equation, listen, and make them pay their fair share, our tax rate probably 35-40 cents for the county. But we have to take our money to subsidize them, and that's what's wrong, and that's what you need to take back to them. And if y'all listen, appraisers are a dime a dozen, and right now we're in a dilemma as far as what are things really worth. What are they really worth? What can you sell it for? Interest rates are what, 7%? I don't know, it's around 7% or something. But as interest rates keep climbing, you're going to have another 2009 instead of it's going to dump. It's going to be so bad that there's no way to recover. Eliminate these dummies coming from up north down here to tell us what to do down south. We know how to take care of our homes. We know how to take care of our family. We know how to pay our bills. We know how to maintain our property. But take that back to them and tell them what the Mayor of Lowell said. Get off your derriere and do what's right. And I tell them and I go to the meetings and tell them the same thing. Get off your derriere, rise to the occasion. Do like my old coach said, rise to the occasion and make things happen. You can't sit on your butt. You're gonna get your butt beat. But anyway, God bless you. And any citizen out here have any comments for them to take back to the powers that be? Go ahead.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not sure I can top that.
You're welcome to.
I have 2 questions.
Okay.
The property resident cards, in the past when I needed that, I had to call. Is that what I'm going to have to do this time, or can you put?
They're online.
They are online?
So if you go to the DevNet Wedge program,
All right, let's see which one.
and I don't know if there's internet connection here. If I can hook up to a laptop, I'll be happy to
Can you
walk
help
you
her,
through
Mr.
that
Goose?
process.
Okay.
But do y'all have a laptop I can hook up to, or can I hook
Can
my
you help
laptop?
her? Who's the HR? Can you help her get look at? She's wanting to get where she can.
Can I hook my
put-
laptop up to the internet, or do y'all have the internet where I can hook it up and show them where to look for the property record cards just by going to the Gaston County website?
This is where I'm looking for the actual footprint of the house.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am. I know
because
exactly what you're talking about.
Years back, I was able to access it online, and then they took it all away, so now you put it back on.
Yes, ma'am, we did. So we had a, I have a laptop if I can hook up.
Well, if it's on your website.
Yes, so
Okay.
if you go to DevNet Wedge, if you go to gasongov.com, and you click on actually pay your taxes, it's on one of the main buttons on every, on the main page and our page. If you hit pay your taxes, you can search by your name, your parcel number, your address. And then once you go there, you'll click on that, and on the right-hand side, there'll be you can scroll down, but there'll be a list of things. Now, you'll also want to go to the year, so it's going to default to the current year, but if you want to go backwards, you can. And you can, so right now you can see the 26 property record cards that are out there, but you can, there's a drop down, you can go back in years to see if there's changes or what changes were made. But all the way towards the bottom of the right-hand side, you will see, I don't know if it says PRC or if it actually says property record
It
card.
says printing PRC.
Okay, it says printing PRC. If you click on that, it will open that in another window to an Adobe, and it'll be front and back, and you can print it just like you used to be able to print
So
it.
it'll give you the footprint and also tell me
Yes,
what
ma'am.
the condition of the property is as to average or above
Yes, ma'am.
average, all of that.
Yes,
Yep.
ma'am.
Okay, second question. Let's just say someone buys a property in December of this year, December 2026. It's an arm's length transaction, fair market value. How does that impact you folks in determining the value, the fair market value of that property as of January 1st? Do you take the sales figure? Do you do something else?
So we will have our schedule of values. What we do is we review sales and other market data to come up with a schedule of values. Those will be presented to the Board of County Commissioners later this month. And then we apply that schedule to the property. So, and we have a base property. It's a 1,500 square foot brick ranch, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom cross base is your base property. And anything above that or below that, there's adjustments that are made. So that's how we will value that property. We do not go based off the sale price, but we do analyze sales as a way to look at market data, that is the market. When we say, appraised property at 100% of the market per statute, the market is what properties are selling for.
So you're looking at it in its entirety?
Yes, ma'am.
You don't double back and look and see, like, okay, we value this property in its entirety at $185,000. Well, that's too low these days, isn't it? But let's say $185,000, but they bought it for $225,000.
Mm-hmm.
That would have no bearing.
That wouldn't. We would look at what our values are, what market is, and we're doing it on mass. So you have to look at the difference. So you've got fee appraisal and then you've got mass appraisal. We do not do fee appraisal. We do mass appraisal for property taxation purposes. And so we are looking at like properties, similar properties in neighborhoods, and then we're appraising them in groups is what we're doing.
Do you ever run an error, because I've seen this in the past and it's puzzled me. Do you ever run reports as to, like by neighborhood?
Yes, ma'am.
As to sales in the last 2 years?
Yes.
Versus what you're appraised?
All the
Okay.
time.
And then compare?
Yeah, all the time.
Okay.
And it'll actually, the report we have will actually give us our ratio to make sure that we fall within the state standards for those sales.
What is your standard?
It's 85 to 115. So you have to be above 85 or between 85 and 115. If you go above 115 or you fall below 85%, then we, because of the population in Gaston County, will receive a letter from North Carolina Department of Revenue requiring us to do a reappraisal.
Okay, so that's your range?
Yes, ma'am. And we're on, right now, we're at about 86% 3 years after our last reappraisal. So we have not received.
So you're gonna go above 150% higher than the last?
No, so 115% above market now, and then 85%. That's the ranges. So 15 above, 15 below is the ranges for North Carolina Department of Revenue.
Is there a way to show your property as to what that percentage is between that range?
So these tools, if you go to the Compa report,
Wait.
the sales comparison report, if you go here, you can put in your property it'll tell you what we have your property at a base price. And then it'll also give you other properties that have also sold. You can see what those properties have sold for. You can see the differences in those properties to yours. This will automatically set. You can see, if y'all don't mind, I'm going to show you right here. You can automatically see right here that we've got some criteria already set. If you have a property and it doesn't return, then you can change that criteria. You can change that sale date. You can look as much as you want. This is
Right, I'm familiar with that. What I'm
Yes, ma'am.
saying is that when you do the revaluation and you have that range of 85 to 115%, can I find out where my house is? Is it at 95%? Is it at 105?
I mean, yeah, you'll take your assessed value, and you can do the math on that. We don't do it for each individual property. We do it normally based on neighborhoods because, again, we're doing it in mass. But yes, you can do that.
That's,
John's right behind you. He's our, so he's going to answer a question.
I'd say if it's sold recently, then you can use the ratio. If it hasn't, then it's important to use a time adjustment to trend it to current market standards. So if you bought your house in the 70s, let's say, and you compare it to the assessed value today, well, it's not going to be
so my best bet is looking at properties that sold in my neighborhood, adjusting it for like siding versus brick, square footage.
That'll hold that automatically.
That will.
Mhm.
Okay. That's, I guess, something new from the.
And if yours hasn't,
assessment.
if yours hasn't sold recently, but your neighbor's is very similar, and your values are close, you can do the ratio on theirs, and then that'll maybe give you close to a percentage of yours. Because if yours is like theirs and y'all's are valued similarly, you can do it based off their sale price and their value, and that'll kind of give you an idea.
Someone adds a deck, let's say in 2029, do you increase the value at that point, or does that just roll into the next reval?
So it's anything that's on the property as of January 1st of each year.
Oh, each year.
Yeah, so if you build it on February 1st, it wouldn't be taxed until the next coming year.
But it would be based on the last reappraisal values, which would be so if you built it in 29, it would be valued based on the January 1st, 2027 values. So for that 4 years, that schedule of values that we use is a snapshot in time, and that's how we value all property in the county for those 4 years. Okay?
Terrific.
Yes, sir.
So piggybacking off kind of the deck thing, or if you had a pool to your house, you're going to up the value, correct?
Or take it away if you remove a deck
Yeah,
or
okay,
if a fill-in. Mhm.
But in real estate, when you value a house in real estate, pools do not matter. Pool does not add value to a home. So why does it on a tax value?
Well, we're required to list everything on the property, any improvements made to the property.
I understand that, but that's not adding to the value of the home itself.
And it depends on what kind of pool you got. If you've got a above-ground pool that's not a lot,
That's neither here nor there.
But if you got
could build
$100,000
$1 million pool, it doesn't add value to the house.
it does for tax purposes.
Okay, that's where we're having a problem with raising taxes that shouldn't be raised. We're paying taxes higher than we should be paying already. And then,
And that's-
also too, where are we gonna figure out the shortfall from commercial property the last 4 years? They went down drastically, and we're a shortfall according to commissioners on taxes, and it's because of commercial property. How is that gonna be fixed, this kind of rebound?
All property will be valued at 100% or as close to 100%. When we do our sales ratio through DOR, we do not split out property by property class. They do a random sample, and it's all property types. We were at 96% in 2023 on residential, and we were at 90% on commercial and industrial in 2023. And as the farther away you get from that reappraisal date with sales and the market, then you will see, depending on the way the market's going, if it's going up, then you'll see that that ratio is falling. If the market is going backwards like it did in 2009, then you will see that that ratio is going up. So right now, based on our ratios, the residential market has kind of stabled off, but the commercial and industrial market took off after it was really about second quarter of 2022 which is when we were setting our schedule of values for the January 1st, 2023 reappraisal. So we have sales for 21, and we were at 100% of market for commercial and industrial. When 22 came around and the market was picking back up after COVID, after businesses was opening back up, you know, there was businesses that sat empty for a year or more, businesses that closed down because of COVID. So the commercial industrial market at that time was completely different than the real estate market. And now you're seeing more commercial and industrial property and selling for higher than what the residential is at this point.
Chelsea, here's the thing that, well, yeah, I'm sorry, just one second. Here's the thing that you're not old enough to even realize what we've been through in our lifetime. Only time, here's how you're supposed to evaluate property. It's when the last time it was sold, that's how much it's worth. And every piece of property in that manner should be that way. And the county commissioners have set the tax rate appropriately, not on the backs of reevaluation.
That doesn't.
Because all that is a compound where they can come up there and say, they can cut your taxes to 40 cents. And reevaluation, your taxes went up by 25 to 30%. But you see, that's how you really get a true evaluation of what your property is. It's whatever you paid for it when you purchased it, that's what it was worth. Every piece of property today, whatever it's purchased for is what it's worth. And you total all that up together, Chelsea, and that gives you the total value of the properties that it was sold, the last time it was sold. If you do it the right way, and take reevaluation out of it, tell those idiots down in Raleigh, we don't need them either. What we need is local people up here setting their tax rate. You want to be able to feed your family. People have 4 or 5 children. Can you imagine the hardship they're going through? And all this crap is just crap. And what we have to do is come to the real world and say, this is how much it really costs to operate this county. And hold it up, and then set your tax rate according to how much it costs to run the county. Not how much some idiot tells you your property's worth that you couldn't sell it for what they said it's worth. No matter what they say, they don't know. They're down there, and if you're coming up here trying to appraise things, you're not appraisable. You know, I have to understand. It's so simple. If you just go back to the last time it was sold, how much you paid for it, hold it up, set your tax rate accordingly. It's simple. You don't need reappraise. Look how much money it costs y'all to reappraise all this stuff. Come on, let's think about the real world. How much does it cost to reappraise all this crap? We don't need that. What we need is the last time, just like this house, I bought down here, I gave $159,000 for it. I spent a fortune on it. They've got this house today, I'm paying $7,543 for a $159,000 house, but I spent $600,000 on it. They're putting all that into the how much it's worth, but I bought it for $159,000, and that's just ridiculous. Because if you take a dilapidated house and you want to see things improved, and that's what people do, they make improvements to make their neighborhood, their town look better, and things like that, but you get penalized for it. And this is what the county does too. The county tax rate is 59.9 cents. Lowell's tax rate is 35.5 cents. Then we got a juggernaut 11.5 cent tax to pay for our fire department. And listen, we're all in Gaston County. This little town right here is in Gaston County. So if we just said the heck with the fire department, they'd have to come in here and we'd have to have a fire department. They don't understand this is Gaston County, but we get railroaded every way. The small municipality, Belmont, Gaston, everyone gets railroaded, but their councils won't stand up and tell them, you know, how it should be. Not dictate to us. We need to listen to what our constituents, our people here that vote for us and have a council, have a mayor, have a board, have a commission, and that's who they need to be talking to, the elected officials, and tell them the truth, stop the BS, and eliminate. How much money do you think it's going to cost for reevaluation for y'all to reappraise this? How much they got figured for that, Chelsea, in the budget?
It's over a 4-year process. I'm trying to remember what we get. I think it's $350,000 a year, $350,000 a year for the reappraisal.
That's $1,400,000 that you could save if you just went back to whatever the man paid $159,000 for it. No matter what it is, you paid for it, and then everything adds up to what the whole total value of the whole county, and then you set the tax rate accordingly. And listen, the school system is broken. We need to privatize the school system. That way you'll know exactly how to have Christian schools. I know people don't like to hear that, but it's the truth. You need to have Christian schools. Gaston County used to be Christian schools too when we were growing up. You had prayer in school, you read the Bible, and all the things you needed to do. You got some good upbringing. You had to be responsible. Now, if you just go to school and they want the teachers to raise the children, take care of the children, it costs money. But we need to stop and take care of the, listen, we have handicapped children in school, they don't get any kind of special treatment they need, and we got, I heard that lady say that not 40% of Gaston County schools are autistic children. I didn't know that, whether or not I was in the county commission meeting. So we need to take all this stuff into consideration, Chelsea, and I know it's hard on you, because you work for them, you have to listen to us. But Chelsea, you're tremendous, you got a strong backbone, you're young. People 50 years and younger need to take, they need to get strong and say, listen, enough's enough, we're not going this route no more. And get rid of these bums that you elect up there to sit up there that don't know the value of a dollar, and just keep handing out money to all these companies that come here and give them tax breaks. People been living here all their life have to pay the brunt of it. That's what needs to be done. I'm sorry, Ed, you're gonna ask a question. Go ahead.
And I was just gonna follow up with that real quickly. You were talking about your property should be worth what you paid for, what it sold for. That's state statute, so we're just following state law.
I understand.
So just
I'm
throwing that out
telling
there.
you,
It's not
It
a,
should be simple, that way you don't have to pay all this extra money about reappraisal. Whatever the last time it was sold for, that's what it was worth at the time it was sold. Next time it's sold, it'll be worth whatever it's sold again. Simple. That's the way it used to be, right, Mr. Jackson, when we were growing up? That's the way when we first started out, that's the way it was. Now, it's all about reevaluation, tell you what your property is worth rather than you can, whatever they put on. Can you really get that much for it? I don't know, and I don't care. I do want to sell it now because I want to feel sick. But now, my wife hadn't been sick too, we moved in the house. Neither here nor there. Now we got to pay the fix it, pay the taxes and everything else, and all those are in the same boat. It's not going to be good. And like I said, all the people up north, where the hell they come from, come down here to read and destroy what we've had. And listen, this used to be the cheapest county in the United States. You know, your family, your grandparents can tell you this was a wonderful county. Let me ask you this. Why is the tax rate so cheap, much cheaper in Lincoln County, Cleveland County, Gaston County, 59 cents? Tell me that. They don't do nothing for us. Why?
that's not a question I can answer.
I know, when you take it back to those leaders up there and tell them how dumb they are, I appreciate that.
Okay, Mr. Jackson, you had a question?
Chelsea, do you guys do the reappraisals in-house yourselves, or is it farmed out to an agency or a group as it has been done in the past?
No, we do it in-house.
Okay.
The only thing that we hire out, we have hired out some help in the past, or we've got temp employees to help with data collection and stuff. We do pay vendors as far as some of the stuff that you're seeing up here, software and stuff like that, flights or ortho imagery. That's the majority of what we pay for out of that reappraisal budget. And we're not the only ones that use it. That's what you see on your GIS. That's what your police, your fire, EMS, they use this as well. But it just comes out of the tax budget.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm hoping this is a little bit more of a softball question, but so I guess based on the way you've explained revenue neutral property taxes, I think like the rate and the appraisal values can kind of be a shadow of the budget. And so I guess my question is, it seems like the budget is the real driver of the property tax values. I mean, like take for an example, if a county needs $1 million in a budget 4 years ago, and then they need, $1 million in the next budget, or the next 4 years. Like the budget doesn't change and property tax values go up, the rate's gonna get cut just to match that. And so like if I would argue that people are having issues with property taxes, either rates or appraisal values, it's really a symptom of an expanding budget ultimately, right? I mean,
It depends, but yes, in general, so we appraise your property, we assess your property. We don't do anything with the budget or setting the rate, but they use the overall assessed value for the county to determine how to pay for services and the needs of the county. And then when they do that, they figure out this is how much money we're gonna need. Is it the same thing that we had last year, or is it more? Then that's when you're, depending on if the assessed values went up or down, that depends on if the tax rate's gonna go up, down, or stay the same. So there's a lot of varying factors that go into that. And again, we just have one piece of that, and I have some flyers up here on the tax rate. Your county commissioners, as Mr. Mayor Simons was just saying, the county has a rate, all municipalities have a rate, and then if you're not in a municipality, you have the Unified Fire District rate. There are 3 municipalities, and Lowell is one of them, that has the county, the city, and the Unified Fire District rate. So there are 3 municipalities that has 3 tax rates. But your councils, your boards are the ones that set that based on the budgets that those municipalities need. But I'll be happy to give you more information. We have some flyers up here as well.
No, that makes sense. I guess I was just like, my general comment on that is just that, like people can be upset about increasing property values, and that's fine, like that's just the nature of property values. But if I'm paying more just in physical raw numbers next year than I was last year, it's a function of property values, but it's primarily driven by more money being spent.
Yes, sir.
Because they are directly correlated. to the
Yes, sir,
revenue.
you're right.
Well, and definitely in between revals, because during non-reappraisal years, we can't change anything that's not a physical change. So unless you add it or remove it, we can't change it.
And there's only about a 3% annual growth
Yeah.
in the county on real property in assessed values as a whole in non-reval years.
So in between those, you're not going to see unless you do something drastic to your property, you're not going to see a very big change in the value of your property, but your tax bill may change every year based off what they decide the tax rate is, because that changes every year, or could.
The number one thing is the appraisal amount. How much it's appraised for. And it's a simple solution to everyone's problem. You can only pay, what you should pay is what it costs to run the county, like that young man said. But to put it in the hands of reevaluation and leave the tax rate the same, and if it goes up 3%, if it goes up 10% like it did, 4 years ago, like 50% in 23, some properties went up 50%. This city here did not cut the tax rate not 1 cent, and that was terrible. But this council here came in, they straightened it out, thank God. But you don't often have that happen to where you can get things straightened out that quick. But can you imagine the county tax right now, 59.9, let's say 60 cents. And if the property goes up 3%, which is very nil, it's going to be way up because listen, and here's what you don't take into consideration. You do, Chelsea, because you see it every day. Every time a house goes online, every time a business goes online, whatever developments come in, apartments are built and things like that, that's a natural increase in revenue right there if you just use common sense. Rather than just saying, okay, we're going to put all this stuff together, even though they just built these apartments a year ago, or I just built this house less than a year, fixed this house less than a year ago, and the appraised value is over $600,000, which I don't care, it's worth it. But still, it's just terrible that the way that they treat people for trying to, spend your own money, not get ARPA money, not get federal money, not get people to come in here and say, we're going to give you 25% break or 30% break, just because you're building 20 warehouses that doesn't house no one. The warehouses are empty. Echo Park over here, for example, came in here with all the hype that they were going to hire 500 people. I told them the day they said that's bullshit. There's no way they could get 500 people in the building over there. And here's another thing. It cost us money because of stupid rules the world. Stupid rules the world. Common sense has no place. If you have common sense, they'll throw you out. You shouldn't be speaking because 2 and 2 is always going to be 4. 5,280 feet in the line is 1 mile. It ain't never going to change. And what it costs you to raise your family and feed your family ain't never going to change. You get $20 bag of groceries now. Used to when I was growing up, 7 years old, Mama had to have a big station wagon to haul $20 worth. Now all you need is little 2 fingers to carry that little sack out with $20 to 2 Coca-Colas and whatever it is. But we just, we have to stop it. And Chelsea, I'm not fussing at you, honey. You understand. I love you to death. But you have to do what the powers that be tell you. But here's what people don't understand either. The county manager makes $500,000 a year. How damn stupid are we? You got 4 assistant city managers over there making $250,000, $300,000. The people out there actually doing the work don't make nothing. It's like it's horrible. And that young man back there, if he only knew, if you could just go out and look at the whole, it's online. You get every piece of property in the whole county right now tell you how much everything's worth and how much they're taking in a 59-cent tax. That's why I asked you a while ago how much was the total value of the whole county. Had we known that, we'd have something to work with. I'm not fussing at you, but that's things we need to know. Our HR person here should have that thing up there running to where people can ask questions, and we can have a little clicking thing here and ask questions. And people need to be informed, and thank God that you're taking the time to go out to the municipalities. And how many do we have now, 14 or 15?
We have 13 municipalities.
13, okay. So 13 municipalities, and everyone's going to be affected. And what you're doing is to be commended to go out and talk to the people and take the heat, because they're going to sit on their butt up there and just, whatever happens, happens. They're going to reap the benefit of how much money they take in. And it's just, look at all the automobiles. And why do we need to have a new car every year for the policemen? Why do we have to have new this and new that? In the same, I wear the same shoes a lot of times, 4, 5, 10 years, they work fine. But all a police officer has to have is a pair of drawers and he's ready to go to work. They give them everything else. We got to turn this program around to where everything's equal and everyone, you know, you get a free car and a way to work and back, hell, we're paying for it. But they don't take that into consideration how much money they make. And that's the truth. But we got to come together. But thank you all of you. And if you have any questions, I'm sorry. I'm just upset with all the BS.
Yes, sir, Mr. Wayne.
Yeah, so I'm curious to know what efforts the tax office has done to secure local market data for the schedule of values.
So we have CoStar and MLS. We use that to look at sales for commercial, industrial, and residential properties. We have also, we have contracted with Tanner Valuation Group, and they have helped some with some of our commercial and industrial property as well.
And when you say you contracted with Tanner, is that a Gaston County company or is that?
It is, it's Jimmy Tanner, who used to be the Gaston County Tax Director for over 10 years.
All right. And you're aware that CoStar is not the reliable source, correct?
I didn't say that we use it just like we use MLS to look at sales, to see the inside of property to get data, but we also verify that data because there's a lot of times that there's data on CoStar that's not accurate, and that it may say that it was a one parcel sale and it's not.
Or that it's sold.
You're exactly right, but you know we also have the registered deeds, and everything starts based on the registered deeds, and when that deed is recorded, and then that starts the mapping process for our department, changing the ownership, looking at the revenue stamps for that, validating a sale. There's many reasons why a sale would be valid or not valid, and that's what we look at for our sales ratio.
Now that's a true value. That whatever they paid for that property, that's usually 100% right, and that's what goes on when you pay the revenue stamps. They know exactly how much when something's sold, how much it's sold for, and they can just tally it up, and then divide it into what it costs to run the county, versus what these reappraisals come out and give them a big windfall of money. And you know what, Chelsea, it's the truth. Every time reevaluation, they pick up a large windfall of money at the taxpayer's expense. If everything was just revenue neutral, like this board did for us, and we could afford, you know, just keep things the same. 59-cent tax rate. People don't realize how much it costs you. Like for a $300,000 house, that's $1,800. Then you got your city tax. If you just live in the county, that's fine. You got city tax and all the other stuff that you have to pay in the fire tax. It's overwhelming to a lot of people that's having to pay all three sides of it.
And I completely understand that. I will say that the county did cut their tax rate 20 cents from the 2023 reappraisal. So, and there was some municipalities that didn't cut and some municipalities that raised. So
the reevaluation was 40%. And they cut it 20%, so they reaped another 20. They reaped another 50% increase.
They cut it 20 cents per hundred.
Yes, honey, they made a hell of a lot of money, and that's because of the reevaluation. And they could have cut the tax rate even lower, but they don't know anything about what they're doing. Just like in any case, they turn it over to the city manager. They turn it over to a county manager. All they know is what HR, what the finance officers give them, things like that. There's no common sense in anything, but they got the wrong mayor in Lowell. I check everything verbatim, every darn dot's got to have a little dot, and every T's got to be crossed, and then we know exactly how much money it should be to operate this town, and we need to know how much just like the $300,000 you helped us find for the tax on cars and things that our finance officer didn't have in the budget, and stuff like that. You tally all that stuff up, you're hurting your citizens. They get paid their salary. We got this new deal called Black Mountain, Brown Mountain, or some crap. I don't know what it is. They come in here, they don't even have a trial run on water bills, sewer bills, taxes, or anything. Whatever comes out, that's what they say, that's it. Every month we have to have an adjustment in our finance department every month. No reason for it, Goose, no reason whatsoever. Money's there, it should be appropriated at the time you set the budget. All monies. Don't leave $300,000 out. Embarrass this council, that's not going to get it. It's not you wasn't here. But these folks are still here. And it hurts. Just like in your department, Chelsea, you're responsible for everything you do to the dumb county manager, to the ignorant commissioners that they work for. And if they'd ever have enough guts to say, let's turn this program around, you're going to work for us to save money for the citizens of Gaston County one time, they'd be worth their vote. Until they do that, they're not worth their vote. Everyone in this room and everywhere in this county needs to run them out as fast as they can. Get rid of them. They're dummies. Absolutely. They're dummies for county commissioner. We got the whole group. But thank you. And anyone else have any questions, go ahead.
So I've got a follow-up, Chelsea, according to John. So,
Thanks, John.
yeah, so for the benefit of those who don't know me, or I'm Adam's house cat or whatever, I spent 6 years on the Board of Equalization Review, 3 years as its chairman during the 2023 reappraisal. I've been a commercial and industrial real estate appraiser for 31 years. I've lived in Gaston County for 21 of those 31 years. And I have never been contacted by a member of the tax department to ask about market data. And I'd like to know why that is.
That's a tremendous question. Thank you.
But we don't contact any appraisers to ask about market data, and here's the reason why. You can only give us trends, you can only give us what we can find out for ourselves, because if you start going into detail, you're violating USPAP. You can't give us any of your clients' appraisal data, just like we can't provide you any income that we get off commercial or industrial properties, because it's protected by public records law.
But if I have knowledge of information of a property that I didn't appraise, then it's market data.
That's true, but would you like for me to call you on all over 10,000 commercial properties just to see if you've got knowledge of it without paying you a dime?
Chelsea, I would welcome.
Absolutely.
I would welcome anyone from the tax department to call me and ask me what do I see in trends of cap rates on actual closed sales, or what I see in gross revenue multipliers, or what I see in expense ratios, or what I see in apartment rents, or what I see in management fees of different property types that I appraise. And I appraise commercial and industrial property only.
And that's why we send out our income and expense rate
But I would
forms.
welcome the opportunity to at least be able to talk with local tax officials about what I'm seeing as a market participant within the market. And it's not like I'm difficult to get a hold of. I was on, you had access to me for 6 years as the chair before Maureen became chair, and I followed up Rudy, who was the chair before me, and he followed up Miles, who was the chair before him. I would just like to see and have a good knowledge and feel of understanding that the schedule of values that is going to go before the county commissioners is really, truly representative of market data that's mined out of Gaston County.
And we do send income and expense forms to all commercial and industrial businesses. They do not have to turn it back in. They call us. We get a lot of phone calls from them and from commissioners, because 9 times out of 10 they're calling their commissioner instead of calling us. And we explain why we sent that form and why, you know, it's important for them to send it back to us. So that's the data that we're getting from Gaston County. And that's the data that we can't share because it is income data. You wouldn't want your income data shared with anyone. You have my number just like I have yours. I'll start calling you if that's what you want. Rudy was before me on the board of E&R, and so was Miles. I actually used to work with Rudy when I started in the tax office. So, you know, I hadn't always been in this chair. I'll give everybody my cell phone number as it is today. And you're more than welcome to call and text me at any time. 704-691-8756.
I've got it.
I know, but I'm giving it to everybody else that's in here.
Hey, young man, what's your name, please?
What's that?
What's your name?
Brian Wyman.
I'm sorry, again.
Brian, B-R-I-A-N.
Okay.
Wyman, W-E-Y-E-N-E-T-H.
Wynath, Brian Wynath.
Yes, sir.
Nice meeting you, sir. What's your phone number?
704?
Yes, sir.
999.
Wait a minute, y'all. 704-999.
Market data.
3435.
Thank you. I'd love to sit down with you anytime and listen. I love the numbers, and that's what's wrong with this whole county. They don't understand how to do basic math and do it.
Getting control here.
I know, that's good.
Time, everybody's trying
All right, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Nice, Mr. Wynath, nice to meet you. Thank you for your phone number. Anyone else have a question? I'm sorry.
So, Rudy, repeat your question so they get it.
I'm sorry.
Okay, well, I want to make sure that we get this going here. I want to know, when is the schedule of values going to be available to the public? And will the public have the ability to comment?
Yes, so your first question, just so they get it for their records, you asked where our cost data comes from if we're using Marshall and Swift, and my answer to that was no. The second thing, I'm presenting the schedule of values to the Board of County Commissioners August the 25th at 6 p.m. It's a Tuesday. That's the first time they will see it. It will be made public that same night. Anybody can look at it. That's just the presentation of it. 30 days from there, my calendar's down there, I think it's September something. The 17th or 22nd, September 22nd. There will be a public hearing on that, and we're actually probably going to do a education meeting on the schedule of values on the September 8th meeting. Then from the public hearing, the board will vote to adopt that in October, towards the end of October. October 27th is when the board will vote to adopt the schedule of values, and then at that point, if anyone disagrees with the schedule of values and has any evidence as to why it is wrong, you can appeal that to the Property Tax Commission in Raleigh. You have 30 days to do so, but it has to be evidence-based.
Who takes care of it in the county when you go up there and you have a problem and you want to talk to someone? Who is the person you talk to?
There's a few of us in this room.
Are you talking about for the tax office?
Yes, when you like when they evaluate something and you're not happy with it, even this house down here, who do I need to talk to?
You can talk to me, you can talk to Natalie, you can talk to John. Stephanie's here, she's one of our appraisal managers. We've got 10 appraisers, we've got 4 or 5 appraiser techs. You can talk to any of us.
Thank you. And like I said, if everyone just take a little bit of time and just say, okay, this is what my house is, what I bought it for. And then when they come out and they tell you your house is worth $150,000, guess what? Here's what you need to tell them. My house is not for sale. I bought it to live in it. I'm not in it to make money. I want to have a safe place to live, a good environment for my family, and be able to afford to pay for what I bought, not what you tell me that my house is worth after I've already bought it, and I'm paying your tax rate, whatever you told me. Reevaluation needs to be eliminated right now. If they did that and just went off the true values of how much the property's worth and how much it costs to run the county as a whole, and quit giving all these deductions for these people that come in here that don't have one dog in the fight. All they have is a bunch of corporate money. Those idiots up there, what's his name? What's his name? The guy that's over there goes out and puts all this stuff together for the county. Hicks, Mr. Hicks, the dumbest guy that ever defecated between two shoes. He goes out here and gets all that money for these people and don't give a damn about no one sitting in here at home in the whole county, and that's the truth. He needs to be ran out of here like right now, 10 minutes ago, whenever you can get a hold of him and get rid of him and stop giving away our county. Stop giving away your money to subsidize those idiots that don't have one damn dime of what we're talking about, and they don't want it. All they want to do is come in here and make, the government pays the rent. You know it's the truth, and the government pays for everything as long as they meet the quota, all the stuff. Just like that idiot uptown that bought that building on Main Street. Some guy went up there and bought a building up there for so they gave him the money to get it, and then they're going to help him redo it. I mean, we're the dumbest people in the world. A business person that stands on their own 2 feet, if they want to buy a piece of property, turn it into something, that's the way you do it. That's how this country was founded. Try on what it really costs to do something. And that's the way you do it, not based on what some idiot comes through here and tells you what your property is worth after you've already bought your property. You know what you paid for it. You wouldn't have bought it if it had been worth that much. You wouldn't have paid that much for it. In less than 12 months, it's going to go up 25, 30%. That's crazy. Anyone else? I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, my county cell phone number is 704-691-8756. Yes, Mr. Brady.
What's the schedule of values presented? Will it be available online?
Yes, sir, that same night.
Fantastic.
Yes, sir. We will make it available.
During this time between being presented and finalized, can people make comments about it during that time?
Yeah, so that's what I was saying to Mr. Wayne earlier. The public hearing, so I present it to the board. It will be the first time they see it on August the 25th. September 22nd is the public hearing. So anybody that has any public comment, you have 30 days to review the schedule of values. We will make it available online. It will also be, a copy of it will be in our office, the clerk to the board, county manager's office for public inspection, and you can comment on it at that time.
Okay, but during that, so you have to do it then. You can't send you a comment and say.
Oh, I mean, you can call me. Yeah, sure, call me. But we can't change anything. If I'm gonna be honest with you, I've never had to change anything. This is my second schedule of values that I presented, so I'm not gonna say that we can't. I don't know. But if you see something and you're questioning it, I gave you my number. Let's talk. Let's have a conversation.
But it would be nice if they went in there and reevaluated and cut the tax rate accordingly, but they won't do that.
And I'm not gonna sit here and shoot you a line if I don't know the answer to it. I don't know.
And the way- yeah.
Because if you do the public comment when people come in and talk, it's not gonna get changed then, and it's
No,
gonna
but-
get lost, it's gonna get lost in all the discussion.
But we'll be there, and it's not gonna be adopted, until the October meeting, and John, yeah, October 7th and 27th.
But you don't want the commissioners to make that decision, it would really come back to you guys.
Yeah, no, it would come back to us, but I'm saying we will be there to take any comments at that time if there needs to be changes, or if they have questions that they don't understand and they want, clarification on as well.
And Chelsea, I have a question for Brian. Brian, let me ask you this. You know this is the truth and nothing but the truth. The whole country should be based on supply and demand, correct? Supply and demand, not printing money, not hypothetical BS. Like Reagan said, trust but always verify. And if we just come together as one time in this county, and everyone go to that county commission meeting like they did 30 years ago. The one time they had the whole place filled up, down the streets and everything. They didn't raise your taxes not one penny. But they did change to these dumb commissioners you have now that just told you they're going to do something. But they depend on reevaluation, and reevaluation doesn't help no one. The true fact of the matter is how much is the property really worth if you're going to sell it. But you don't want to sell it. You buy a home to keep it, right? If you're not looking to sell the house. You're looking to live in it. And Chelsea, it's not your fault, honey. It's just
I do not
it's
take this
100%. It's 100% our fault. We're the dummies that elected those people. We're the dummies that elected them. I apologize right now. I would never support, I support that new guy, whatever his name, I don't even know his name. It's ever AJ something, landscaping. But he has got enough sense to ask questions about the values of commercial property and things like that that's been just set to the side. They don't care. That's where, and we're having this, the poor people out here living week to week, month to month. They have to pay the difference. But thank you again. And anyone else have any questions, I apologize.
Mr. McCray, I only know y'all's names because y'all are on the board. Is this a test? I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Property record cards for 2027.
They'll be out there when value change notices are mailed in February. The property record cards will be made available at that time.
First of February?
Get rid of them.
It'll probably be middle of February. We're looking at probably the second to third week of February, sending value change notices for the 2027 values.
Anyone else have any questions? And I appreciate everyone being here, and Brian, I really appreciate you being here, son. I'll tell you right now, I'm 71 years old. I don't know how old you are, but I appreciate it. Young people, y'all need to take the bull by the horns and kick our butts out of the way, because we're the ones that's let all these things happen over the years. But we can turn it around. But you got to vote. You got to be at those county commission meetings and run them out of here as fast as you can. And God bless each and every one of them. Chelsea?
And we'll stay till the end if anybody's got any questions, and we have plenty of brochures, information, and cards if y'all would like that, if y'all do have questions. Thank y'all, we appreciate it.
Thank you, Chelsea. Thank your whole staff. Thank you, Brian. Let's see. Thank all the citizens too, but thank Brian being here. He got some comments there. The next thing, excuse me, y'all have to get in order, y'all. We got to have order. All right, the next thing on here is going to be the consideration of budget amendment every month. FY something, go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, Council. The first budget amendment up for consideration, budget amendment number 1. This is actually to receive money from our insurance company for damage to one of the vehicles, and then that money would be used to repair that vehicle.
I'll make a motion to approve budget amendment number 1.
Have a second.
Second.
How much money is it, Lisa?
$43.26.
$4,300. All right, any more discussion? All in favor? I'm sure you got a place to put it. What's the next one?
Consideration for budget amendment number 2. This is to receive sponsorship funds from Back the Blue in the amount of $1,500.
I'm sure you got somewhere to put it. You got a motion?
Make a motion, we approve the budget amendment number 2.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Thank you. All right, the next thing is going to be the control policy for federal and state grants. Go ahead, Mr. Good.
You just skipped 6D.
We're gonna do the McAdenville water.
Okay, go ahead. I want you to explain that to me. Is that down here where that water, we put that expensive, water tap in down there?
So they've come to us to request that we have an emergency agreement established with them, and we have responded to their request. One of the things that I talked to you about at the last meeting was they wanted us to sell water to them at our wholesale rate, and I think everybody had consensus that we probably needed to ask for more than just that wholesale rate.
They should pay like everyone else, or on the outside, they should pay twice as much. That's where you get some money without raising taxes here.
Finish so I can hear it, please.
Yes, go ahead.
And we could discuss what rate that is, but I proposed to them a 25% distribution factor to recoup our costs, which sold the water to them at about $5.28 per 1,000 gallons, which our wholesale rate is like $4.22. So it's about 25% more. And again, that was just a negotiation. Obviously, the council is who's going to decide that in terms of what that rate actually becomes. A couple of other things that we were concerned about in the process was defining the emergency so that we would know exactly when they would be able to get water from us, and then also asking about their assignment of the contract. Typically, contracts like that aren't able to be assigned, but in ours, they ask to be assigned, and as we've learned, that's largely due to their interest in being able to assign it back to Two Rivers if they ultimately go with them for their water service. So they want to be able to assign the contract.
That's another way to keep hedging and hedging until you go to Two Rivers. Listen, what do we charge everyone else on the outside? We charge twice as much. And where's the meter going to be? Where's the meter that's going to meter this water that you're going to, how much they're going to use? Common sense, Mr. Good. We charge everyone else on the outside twice as much. Why should we give them a discount down to 25%? Gastonia give us a discount. We pay the damn rate we pay for it, every citizen of town. And we got a chance to make a little bit of money without raising taxes. Let's go for that. If they need the water, let them pay what they need. If they don't, let them use their own water.
That's certainly the council's
That's right.
prerogative.
I agree with you 100%. That's the council decision.
I've looked into this, Mayor. The 25% rate increase, I agree with. They will only, our side of the meter will be locked. Only the city of Lowell will have a key to that lock. And this is only for emergency use. Justin, Thad, whoever would literally be the one to unlock that meter to allow McAdenville to use the water. And they would only be paying for water that runs through our meter.
Yes, and what do we charge people on the outside now? We charge them twice as much as people on Oakland. People like that. Now listen, it's business. It's not about far yards. It doesn't matter. They should pay the same rate as we charge these other people up here that barely make a living. That's a big corporation. They can write it off their taxes.
I'm right here, Larry.
I'm right here too.
Mr. Guth, did we ever find out what Gastonia's percentage was going to be on emergency water for the city?
No, sir.
Not yet.
Common sense tells you to charge the same thing you charge everyone else. Why should they get a break? Hell, they write off their taxes. These people up here need to go to school.
They're getting a 25% increase.
Yeah, an increase of 25%. It should be twice as much. That's what everyone else pays on the
That's
outside.
a matter of opinion.
That's the truth. And is that not the truth? Lisa, the outside people, they pay twice as much, correct?
I don't believe it's twice as much, but I don't have the rate sheet right in front of me. It's on the website.
No one knows anything, but they come to these meetings, and Mr. Good, he's the chief chairman here, and you don't know either. I'm sure you don't know what we charge outside, right? But you have come up with 25% on your own.
No, sir. We charge, I think it's $10.18 or something real close to that.
Yeah, we pay $4. We charge more than 2 times then. We're paying $4 and charge them 10. Pal, that's more than 2 times as much. So I recommend that they pay the same thing as any other citizen on the outside of us. They don't get no preferential treatment. What the hell do we get from them? What? Nothing. They tear up our water, they tear up our lines, they run up and down the roads. It's a mess.
$2 million bridge, they're
Where?
floating our money. They're doing the bridge, our bridge that's in Lowell, if we refuse to pay for it.
Well, listen, that bridge out there in the state of North Carolina, it doesn't belong to Far Yards, that belongs to the state of North Carolina.
It's in the city limits of Lowell.
Listen, whatever they do is great, but as long as we don't have to spend money, that's tremendous.
It's
We
city limits
cannot,
of
we
Lowell.
cannot, how can you look those people in the eye out there on Oakland and tell them they shouldn't be paying $10 for their water, and you gonna let them pay $6, $5.85? That's not right.
They're paying for the better.
How the hell can you do that? They should pay the same thing as what we already got on the books, twice as much or whatever it is, $10 like you said. That's what they should pay. Why should they get any preferential treatment? Why? Where'd you come up with 25%?
Well, they started off with that they just wanted us to be a pass-through, and then we looked at what our cost would be.
I tell you, man, when you get a chance to make money without raising taxes or hurting yourself, use your head. Use your head, that's all.
I respect that.
Thank you.
But you're talking about.
It doesn't matter what I'm talking about the rate. If they use 1,000 gallons, 1,000,000 gallons, or no gallons, I don't care, but whatever the rate is for them up here should be the same for this cat down here.
And I will add too, there is a very high rate that this water meter will never be used.
Well, that's
It is
well and good.
simply an
The
emergency
rate should be the
backup.
same, no matter what. If you're gonna charge them that, how can you charge them less?
Unfortunately, that's not your decision. It's up to council.
I got news for you. I live here, and I speak my mind, and you can vote your way. But right
That's right.
is right and wrong is wrong. Two wrong never make it right. I understand that. How can you charge them what you charge those people up there that just barely want to get by? It's a corporation. They can write it off their taxes. They make money.
It's a city just like we're a city.
It doesn't matter, son. We're providing them a
matters to
service.
me.
We're making it, they should make us money. Just like they're willing to pay. Why would they be willing to pay you anything more? Pay what you're charging everyone else and be fair.
They're paying for,
I don't care where you're at.
They're
I'm
paying for
telling you,
our
be fair,
use.
don't do nothing.
they're paying for
Be
our
fair,
use.
don't do nothing.
Ready to have you ejected out of
It
here.
ain't gonna be ejected out of nowhere. And you
I
quit
believe
it.
there is a motion, I believe. there
You
is
have a motion, no one seconded. Well, you want second his
I want you
motion?
to find that.
You want
Mr.
second?
Guth, this is not something that has to be voted on tonight.
Lord have mercy.
No, in fact.
Mom and Dad is
right
dead.
now,
I would like to-
The contract is with McAdenville, they're reviewing it. They've given the attorney, he's spoken with their attorney. So there's still conversations happening.
I would like to have a follow-up after Mr. Russell gets the final agreement and discuss it further when we get there.
And I'll be happy to also look at what other cities are charging each other through other interlocal agreements, if you'd like.
I think I would like that myself.
On myself, I would like to at least start at 33%.
Won't you charge what you charging everyone else? That'd be the nice, fair thing to do. You got a motion, anyone second that motion?
There's no motion,
I
it's
thought he made a
discussion.
motion, I'm sorry. All right, let's move on then. Let's talk about something that makes sense. Go ahead.
Well, he just needs some direction from the council on some of the.
I just told him what I
Yeah,
wanted.
Okay, that, and then the issue of assignment, that was another.
And I would, and if you could get it specified for council, my comments that there's gonna be a lock on the meter that only the city of Lowell has the key to, not McAdenville.
Well, that's where you're
The
wrong.
two, Mayor, I believe I know what I'm talking about.
No, you're wrong. I wish you
I
did.
believe there would be two, public works directors that would meet to unlock that key.
Okay.
This is how stupid we are.
Mayor, I'm not finished.
I'll go ahead, I want you to hurry up.
And that this simply is an emergency use that I would almost, there's probably not a way, but I would like to know the odds of this actually being used. I know that's probably impossible to find out, but just for the future reference. Thank you.
This is the truth, nothing but the truth. Right now, we have a meter right in front of Lowell Elementary School that we don't even read the meter. I don't even know when we read the meter, how we read the meter, and how do we keep it locked? We don't. And right now, they can tie into that same meter, just like I got Goose to give me the information on how much water the school's been using. They used, what was it, a fortunate amount of water, and the school's been out for 2 months. And here's the thing about it, they can tie in, they've already got it tied in down there. Where is that, how you gonna put the, you have a meter there now, why is it not locked? In front of the schoolhouse. We put the new water line in, They go out there and they do whatever they want to. If they want to tie into it, they do. They're just trying to cover their butt, but it's not gonna happen under my watch. I live right there at it, and like I tell them all the time, Pearson knows it's the truth. We need to get rid of him and get someone here who wants to take care of Lowell. Not try to turn us into Two Rivers overnight. That's crazy. But we need to have locks on our meters, just like up here in Gastonia. We sent 2 of our highest priced employees to go read a meter up here in front of my car lot because Gastonia furnishes us water. Do you think they're gonna, if they wanna know, then we have to double check how much water we use. And right now, we're losing 4 million gallons a month, each month.
Mr. Mayor, we're discussing emergency with
I'm
McAdenville, not
I'm
other
discussing what you
areas.
said about a lock on the meter. Where is it? Where's the one now?
There will be a lock on this meter, is what I understand. That was my
Hallelujah.
statement.
And that's good. In charge of what you charge other people, and you're 100% right. What's next?
The internal control policy.
For federal and state
Yes,
grants? Go
That's
ahead.
exactly right. This is a policy that the folks at DEQ and
Glad you brought that up.
asked us to pass so that we'll have the proper verbiage regarding ethics and other internal controls. And I think that packet's in your
I'm glad you brought that up about DQ. Up here behind Chitwood's house, they're getting ready to build those warehouses, and that was a brownfield. So when they bought the property, when that guy took it away from Carl Starfin down there, the guy that sold the property to them, now, is it still taxed as a brownfield, or is it taxed as to be used as commercial property? That's something you need to check into for us and find out about that and report that to the next council meeting. If it's still a brownfield, how are they gonna be able to put anything on it? And the value needs to be what it should be before it was declared a brownfield, if you're gonna be able to use it for commercial property.
I don't think that has anything to do with what we're talking about internal.
He just brought it up about DQ.
He just brought up internal control about grants.
Yes. But he mentioned the name DQ, who controls brownfields. Yes, sir, thank you very much. I'll listen. Renewal on call, I say on call.
I would like to
emergency.
make a motion to adopt the internal control policy.
I'll second.
Got a motion second. Any discussion? All in favor? Unanimous, thank you. Now move on to the renewal of on-call engineering services contracts. Go ahead,
Yes, sir, and
Mr.
this deals with all of our planning, contract renewals and all the infrastructure that is dedicated over to the town. We have all that evaluated prior to accepting it. And we have contracts, I believe there's like 8 or 9 different firms that are in your list of them in your packet that we have a master agreement with, and then based on what their expertise is, we choose them to evaluate projects. We have a couple that are in the process right now. Spencer Ridge, Withers Ravenel is our engineering firm to review that, and we'd like to get them back under contract. Labella is one of our engineers as well. So this is what I'd like to happen, is for you all to authorize myself and John to just renew their existing agreements or make any changes to their existing agreements that are necessary to bring them back online.
Do we need a motion for that?
Not yet.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to make a motion that we renew the engineering contract services with the company that you have mentioned, Labella and Rather Whitmail.
Under discussion, listen.
Yes, sir.
That deal's going on right now on Spencer Mountain Road down there. Who's engineering it right now?
Withers.
Okay, then what are you talking about? You're already using them. And the money's in the budget, that they paid themselves to engineer this stuff, correct?
No, sir. Withers is on our team, and then the McAdams is the engineering firm that works for
The subdivision.
subdivision.
Okay, but they put money into our budget to take care of those problems out there and oversee what needed to be done to protect the city of Lowell.
Yes,
That's
sir.
that agreement. Now, who is protecting the city of Lowell right now? Who?
Withers Ravenel is on our,
You just said another company representing the other people, right? So both of those people are doing the same job.
no, sir, we have the McAdams is an engineering firm that's
For the
doing,
subdivision,
doing the work for Lennar.
for the
And
subdivision.
so they've designed that.
And who's
then
doing-
Withers Ravenel reviews those plans and then also reviews the work that they do to make sure that it's up to what the plans say.
You're 100% right, but they're supposed to be putting the money up to pay for any
They do.
fees. Okay,
The
put all that
McAdams-
in your statement, don't leave bits and
McAdams-
pieces out.
McAdams pays through our permitting process.
Yes, but the money is paid by that company that's building the subdivision. That's the way we did it, that's the way we implemented the whole thing, so we wouldn't be the asses of the county. We'd make sure our town was being paid back. And that's the way it should be. So why do we need a motion if it's already being done?
Mr. Mayor, I believe you have a motion and a second.
That's good, we're having discussion. I'm asking him, why do we need a motion if it's already being done? It's a
So the
simple question.
Withers contract expired in July of '26.
So they're not
it was
doing it. So they're not doing their
They-
job. That's what you're saying.
No, they need the contract renewed because there's additional work that needs to be done on that project. And so they need to send the city a scope of work
Now, let
for
me ask
that,
you
so
this.
that the city can then pass that on to Lennar to pay for that.
Mr. Attorney, this is a legal question. How much money have we spent down there? We're being reimbursed by them. How much have we spent, Mr. Good? Can you give us an up-to-date report?
No, sir, but I'm working on getting that for
See,
you
that's
as well.
it. That's not what we need. That's not what I need. And I've asked you several times about different things. And everything I ask you for is need to be brought to this council in a matter where everyone can understand what it really costs. We can't keep doing what we've done in the past, Mr. Russell, where we go out here and make sweetheart deals for people that own property beside another piece of property and let them have the water tank property up here for these same people. All this stuff's in together. You speak up as a legal attorney, and I respect that. And I want you to be a legal attorney. I want you to represent the people of Lowell, not the dummies down here making money off the subdivision, but everything that's spent down there should be recouped by the city, no expenditures whatsoever. And also, Mr. Good, you need to make an advertisement to the news media, let them know when these streets are stopped, to where they can go another way. And that's what this is all about being city manager, is letting people, keep them informed, all of us.
Going way off track.
No, I'm not. All the citizens and the board itself need to know when a road's gonna be closed, so they can go a different way.
Yes, sir.
All others,
We did
every
that.
morning on the news, they let you know. You should let them know, we got a problem down here, go another way.
We did that just today, actually.
Well, I know, but you've seen all the complaints of people falling in the holes out there, and people stopped out there for 3 hours, can't even get gas or food.
I'm just saying that.
Well, get on top of it, I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
Can you call for the vote?
Yes, when I get ready. Any more discussion? Thank you, Mr. Mayor. One day you might be, I hope. Anyway,
I'm
motion.
waiting on you to go up there to the county commissioner so you can get up there and talk about that. So let's
Anyway, so you got any more discussion? No more discussion? All in favor? All in favor? All opposed? Thank you, Mr. Goose. I'm glad to see you motoring. Get busy.
All right.
I got city manager report, right?
No, sir, we're on the recreation center manager.
Oh, my God. What a problem that is. Go ahead.
So, this position's already funded in your budget, and, the city council is responsible for establishing which, pay grade they're at, and they're suggesting that that be grade, 17, and that hiring range would be $52,000 to $66,000.
I hope and pray that this is a joke. I hope this is something you're just dreaming of and praying about and hoping or something. We need policemen. We need 3 policemen. We need 3 policemen. Recreation can go take care of itself and do the best you can. We got these people out here paying a fortune to do the recreation. Then you ask them for more help and more help. Listen, turn it over to the YMCA. I don't care. But just get out of the recreation business, $200 and some thousand, and you're asking for more money. And we got people out here risking their life trying to protect our city. We can't even hire them because we don't have the money. They hadn't even been given a raise, and you ask for crap like this.
Well,
But it's up to the council to do whatever they want to do.
Yes, sir.
So my recommendation is to throw this away, take that money and put it in a proper place to where we can run our city and keep it safe. Recreation is not going to save no one's life. It costs the hell out of us. They go out here and they hire these different contractors, come in here to get bands and everything else. Look at that recreation center that they spent $500,000 on when they had all that music in there the other night with all their darn feet, water, 3 feet of water, puddling in there, and we just spent all that money. We have to have common sense. And that's all it is in this whole world, is common sense.
I personally would like to thank our Parks and Rec for all they do. And Mr. Guth, what is the current salary grade that our Parks and Rec director is at? Do you know?
This is not our Parks and Rec director. This is
The new position.
The center manager.
Right.
This is one that you've already you've already put. in
Right,
the
I understand
budget.
that.
And we just have to have it approved because we did not establish the salary grade, and that's your responsibility to do.
Right.
So this is the amount that you all have budgeted for that position, and it just corresponds with grade 17 in the scale, in the,
How many total
Okay.
employees will that be in recreation now?
I think that would make 2 permanent employees and 2 full-time employees and 2 part-time employees.
We gotta come to our senses. This thing's getting so far out of hand, it's unbelievable. We cannot keep throwing away money that we're just, we just can't open the door and say, listen, we love recreation, yes, we do. We love to see softball out there, we see the kids playing, but we don't need to furnish money for people that don't even live in Lowell. Look at the itinerary, so the people that are using our facilities, they don't even live in Lowell.
This was
We
discussed
provide-
for
I don't care
3,
when it was
4,
discussed.
5 months during our budget
It's being
retreats.
voted
This
on
is the
tonight.
decision that council came down to.
Yeah, but
I make a motion to approve the classification of recreation center manager.
Well, I was trying to make a statement, but I guess, go ahead.
I'll make a
Go ahead,
motion.
That's
Make a
right.
motion.
Again, second, you can discuss.
Manager at salary grade 17.
Okay, there'll be no second, so we'll just move on. All right, what's the next thing?
Wait, Mr. Chitwood said he wanted to make a
He
statement.
did,
There
he
hasn't
can't
been
make a
enough-
statement unless you get a second. He didn't get a second, so the motion died for lack of second.
Mr.
They
Mayor,
haven't even had time.
I think you're in rare
Everybody
form
said
tonight, and I don't know what's going on as far as any of this, but you need to calm down and let us get through
That is
this. I know
common.
you can't, I know you got a lot of issues with stuff going on. I can understand that. But at least let us get through this meeting. This meeting is.
Did you
is-
second the motion? No.
No,
you
I
have
did
none-
not.
well, then
And I
well, how
just-
can you have a motion?
You
if
don't have to continue to yell at all these people in here.
I'm not yelling, I
Yeah,
can't
you
hear,
are
I can't
yelling.
see, but I'm here
I bet
because
you
I
Mr.
love
Bates
this
can tell you
place.
You sit there and yell, and look at his head. I think he's.
Well, I
that
can't
makes
hear,
him
I'll be
yell.
honest with you, and I'm sorry
Well, I mean, you
if
can
I'm
leave
sorry
it,
if
but
I'm
I don't
loud,
care,
but
but we're
I
trying to
wanna
get through this
I
meeting.
want you to hear this. If you
I
don't
told
make,
him-
if you don't second, it dies for lack of
I
second.
understand that.
Okay, well, thank
I
you.
believe I know a little more about the meetings than you do, because you don't do them the right way.
Listen, son,
No, don't even try it. We're
I
we're
wish,
moving on.
I just wish you had some experience and did, and you would,
Well, I've
and
got plenty of it.
I understand,
Dealing with you is what
I
plenty of
understand
it.
what it costs to run this place.
What
And
was
stop
your second?
spending money and take care of your police department.
What was your statement I'd like to hear?
What was your second? Nobody's second. How in the hell can you keep
Somebody's
talking?
got a second or it dies like a second.
That's right, dies for lack of second. Thank you. No one
All right,
second.
what I was going to say
I got a second.
was, the way I was reading this,
Shit, it's
or the way
going on.
I said at our budgets, because you wasn't here, that doesn't need to be a manager's position. Work it underneath the director that's there. That person, I don't remember what we talked about figure-wise. The way I'm reading the description is making it sound like well, what's the director gonna be doing?
There you
That's the
go.
way
I agree. I'm sorry.
Can I finish?
Yes.
I don't need any interruptions.
Carry on.
That's the way, that's the way I see it. I do not agree with moving to grade 17. The person needs to be working under honor. We need one director, you have a full-timer, and you got your part-timers. They work under honor, and that's the way I see it.
That's tremendous. All right, so did it die for lack of second or
If
did you second?
if you would like to make a motion for a different grade,
Well, I don't know all the grades. I mean, that, obviously, all I got was grade 17.
okay?
And that's what I said during the budget. Like I said, you wasn't here, and I told that to Tyler, no, it does not need to be. It was supposed to be just a full-time person. That's what.
Somebody's open
and closing the doors.
And doing other stuff, and it's not, I understand that that person's not gonna be opening and closing the doors of the rec center. They're gonna be doing other stuff. But it does not need to be a manager.
So are you,
Or it's
is
not to
your,
be a title. Should be title.
is your problem the title or the pay? Because the pay is what we discussed in
I
our
thought the pay
meetings.
was around 50. I couldn't remember, but I was thinking around 50, but I don't think it needs to, he or she does not need to be titled that high.
Okay.
If that grade 17 is high, then it doesn't need to be titled. that
So
high.
you're saying like an assistant to
A
Andrea?
full-time person. That's, no assistant director, no assistant manager. It's
Not going to four, just gonna keep three, right? I'm just asking you a question. Is that what
What
you're
can
saying?
you, I hold y'all questions to the end of my statement.
Go ahead.
So, like I said, director, full-timer, and the 2 part-timers. That's what they're classified. That's the way I see it.
So how many total employees is that?
That's what we were budgeted for.
How many?
2 full-time,
2 full-timers, 2
part-time.
part-timers.
That's crazy.
You wasn't paying attention to the budget?
Where do they have the money? Listen, I
But
pay
anyway,
attention to everything. I can't
so
believe you
are you
spend that
wanting to
kind of
go
money.
back with that, or do you need a motion for me to make it just a full-time person, 2
Well, we
part-time?
probably would need to have the salary grade, since that's actually what we're trying to establish, so we'll probably have to come back.
Okay.
Unless,
I thought it was 17, still 17, but just change the title of the job. Not to be a manager. Is that what I mean?
I mean, if it,
Just leave it like you got it.
not ready to leave. If salary grade, he wants to get that last word, doesn't he? If salary grade is 50, whatever that starting pay is, 50 to whatever, then that's fine. No title.
okay.
And they work under director.
It won't be a title,
So
it's
you-
gonna be a manager.
So what you're saying, what you recommend is 2 full-time employees and 2 part-time?
No manager title. It's a full-time or whatever that.
So you just-
He's a recreational worker, coordinator. I don't know what you
You
want
just
to
need
call
to
it.
remake the motion with the changes of title.
I mean, because the way the job description was showed, what's Andre gonna be doing? The way I read it.
I guess you have
So-
time to drive a school bus, hell, I don't know. That's what you vote on. But we need to stop spending all this stupid money. We don't have
So
that
how do you
kind of
need,
money.
what do you need? What do you need from council? Or you want to come back with it?
Why don't we just come back with it, and we can make sure that everything's the right.
That's a good idea. Table, that's great.
All right.
Save us money. Thank you for tabling it. Thank you.
Well, it's not gonna save them money. The money's
I'm just
still
talking
there.
about, we can table it, you can talk about it and come to your senses. All right, what's next?
City manager report.
Go ahead.
Just quickly, we had some discussions about wastewater treatment plant. We had the wastewater treatment plant operator and his business partner meet with the engineering firm, and they discussed the different design aspects of the facility. Dan and Ron have gotten Joel their comments, and Joel is reviewing those. So hopefully we're gonna meet at the end of this week or maybe next week to hash those changes out. I think I shared with everybody one of the things that I saw that was different from what maybe you all had been presented was that the twin plant wasn't quite a twin. They were a couple thousand, 100,000 gallons smaller, from being 600,000 like our current plant is to being 300,000. And so that's according to the engineer, all dealing with cost. And so we're gonna work on trying to value engineer the facility, and we have some other funding opportunities from the state that the state folks have shared with us. So we're gonna go back and look and see if there's some additional funding to build what we had initially thought we wanted to build.
And like I asked you the other day, how much money have we spent so far? For these people that are down there working,
In terms of design,
everything, how much?
I'm not certain.
We need to know. I ask you, and I've given you plenty enough time to let me know, but you don't know. And I'm not mad at you, I'm just upset with you because hell, this is money, and they cut the plant from 600,000 to 300,000. How damn crazy do you think this outfit is? It's not, we gotta stop being stupid. If you're paying for 600,000, you should get 600,000.
Mr. Booth, what else you got with your report?
So the Ryan Oakland Lift Station project, we had our initial bid meeting, had 6 contractors come, and that was a good group of folks. So we'll have some bids on that, which is next week, bid opening. Harold Rankin Park, we're still working with our engineering firm to do the value engineering for that. We've discussed with the group that we're going to be moving the splash pad up towards the street, so we don't have as much underground infrastructure cost for that, and save some money on moving the ball field fences where that was gonna go. So we were looking at saving some money on that, those elements. Development projects, we're still working with Spencer Ridge and moving forward with those. And that's the extent of my report. Any questions?
Yes, well, how are you coming on the police department?
In terms of police department, the mayor had asked us to look at washing the awnings, and we've gotten that complete. And also replace the front sidewalk. And
You replaced the sidewalk already?
No, sir, that's in the process of being replaced. So we've got folks scheduled to do that. And
About the paint in the lobby and all the trim
I
and
know
stuff.
that the police chief and Justin have talked about that, and
That's on go, that we're not gonna stop, we're gonna finish it, right?
yes, sir.
Okay, and also, I want a phone in there, that where people, if they walk in there, they can pick it up and they get some help. It's not against the police department, it's just to help us, to help the citizens have a way, if someone runs in there and they don't have a phone with them, the phone's dead or whatever, they can pick up a phone, and the county will pick up and send someone out here to help them, notify our police department. And I don't think no one will be against that. And, so that's what you got, and also the trees, that you don't realize what the overhanging trees on all these streets, where they're hanging over 30 feet, some 25, 30 feet, dropping down to where school's getting ready to start, the sidewalks for all the grass and things like that, all the culverts, all the signage, all down there where Scott lives, down through there, all those signs and things like that, it's filthy, nasty, and people flying up and down the road. Mr. Burns passed away this year. In bad shape.
Yes, sir.
And there's been a
address
request,
that.
there's been a request to put a speed hump down there. And also, as you well know, people have requested up on Oakland, I'm just talking to you, what they've requested in front of me that you know about. At the end of Oakland up there where Mr. Knight lives, all that debris and stuff coming out of those buildings, cutting tires down and people getting flat tires, and on down at the railroad track, putting a speed hump down there where it's a racetrack. And they probably don't know how to go about, but you know the citizens you talk to in Lowell, I'm sure. And they can help them fill out whatever they need to do to go through the process to where they can get it. And I think that would be good, and that'd be a step in the right direction.
Yes, sir.
That's on your deal, but I appreciate that. And so now, who's gonna be next? Go ahead, Mr. Chitwood. I'm sorry, Mr. Turner.
I don't have anything tonight.
I apologize, Mr.
You're
Russell.
fine.
I'm tired, I'm old. Go ahead.
I'm good.
How about you, Mr.
Thank
Smith?
y'all for coming out. Apologize for being late. Things happen. And appreciate y'all.
Go ahead, Mr. Smith.
Yes, thank you for the citizens that came out. Thank you guys from the county that came out to explain to our citizens the tax process. Police, admins, workers, everybody, thank y'all.
Go ahead, Mr. Gillespie.
Just want to thank, as Mr. Councilman Smith said, the citizens for coming out, because without the people, you don't have a government. And thank y'all for coming out. And also, too, I want to say that one of the citizens, Cecilia Benoit, live on Church Street, and some other citizens asked me about a blood drive, and Mr. Goof got me the information, and thank you so much. And here's what I'm saying this so the citizens will know by YouTube what we said. Andrea said that they don't have a blood drive scheduled at the moment. The last blood drive was held on April the 9th. We usually schedule a couple throughout the year with the blood connection. She says, I've been contacted by the Masonic Lodge to possibly have one with an upcoming event in November. Hopes this helps. Thank you, Andre. Thank you for that information, Mr. Goof. Now Cecilia will know that it's in the works. The second thing, other thing I have is that I want to thank the LCC. We have some members here tonight from the LCC, and for being participants in the 250-year patriotic celebration. I thank the mayor and all the people who really love America for that, and we represented well, the LCC did, in Dallas, and just want to thank your group, Ms. McKinney, and all the LCC people. Thank you. That's all I have, Mike.
Mr. Bates? I got a few things that, Mr. Good, you've only been here for a month, but you see a lot. I'm sure you've seen a lot. You've got employees out there doing 2 jobs, and you're up here trying to increase a budget for another position when you've already got people down here busting their hind end to help us in zoning and also the water runoff stuff. We're only paying that person $65,000 a year. And they should be paying at least, because they're doing the zoning and the water runoff, it should be at least $85,000, because look what you were paying the water runoff before, what this board was paying, and also a zoning person. And that the person's taking the effort and initiative to do this for us. So they should be making at least $80,000 a year, and then look at it again next budget year, to where we can keep these fine, tremendous, great employees that love Lowell and are Lowell. And that's what we need. We don't need to lose employees, and we don't need to keep bringing people in that can't pay their way. And we got one here that pays their way and then some. But the council needs to take this to heart before we lose people that's valuable to us, that does their job. That position, for doing 2 positions, zoning, we're paying like $85,000 for zoning and $60,000 for a water runoff. That's $145,000, so $80,000 is saving us money. But by next meeting night, I want that on the agenda for this board to vote on, up or down, because we got people that out there cares, and also our police department. And listen, we are lucky to have the person in line to be our chief. And like I sent you the email on July the 14th, this town has to promote from within in all departments. And the positions out there that we need, and listen, with all the headaches and all the traffic and all the infrastructure problems we got, and all these idiots coming off 85, and you've seen the wrecks out here on Main Street the other day. Is a bad wreck. You got people out here that just, we need policemen on the streets, and they're doing their job. This is going to be a different chief, and I hope we promote the one that we have, because he deserves it. He's done his due diligence. He's worked his ass off for us, and all those people out there under him. And same way in public works, when someone leaves, why do you want to waste the talent and go out here and pay money to do a study on something crazy? But I would recommend it immediately, that rather than go out here and just belabor the fact that when we already have a person in place to do it. And what is the status right now? The chief just quit. You haven't given us any information. What's going on? You run the city under this council. What's going on?
We haven't done anything yet.
Who's running the police department?
The assistant chief.
Has that been reported to the council? The council accept that? And he should accept it, doesn't be full-time all the time. We've already got his salary and things like that. I don't know why do we need to belabor and go out here and study when everything's already here. But I recommend that we hire him, go ahead and make him full-time police chief.
You still have a chief till September 1st.
Okay, well, after September the 1st, then you can, we could go ahead and put it in motion. Yeah. But my goal is to see Mr. Harrison become our chief, because he's worked his ass off and he deserves it. And people out there that stay here and work with us and fight for us, that's the people we need to honor and respect. And I love Carl, and Carl is retired, and we understand that, but we need to move forward. But we need to move forward in a fashion that where everyone can be happy and not destroy ourselves. And look at that police department. It's already improving and cleaning up and getting everything working together and a camaraderie. And we're lucky to have what we got, and add 3 more to it, and we shouldn't have no more problems. We get this town taken care of. But that's my recommendation. So you study that and give us a report. That'll be after the next September meeting. So by then, if you have to call a meeting or whatever we have to do, but let's don't go out here and be crazy. Mr. Bates, he had the position, he was assistant. He was a tremendous chief. He did his job. And we know that Mr. Harrison can do his job. So I'm not looking for no one else except what we already have. But thank you, and thank all of y'all for being here tonight. And don't let us down. This town has an opportunity it's never had, Mr. Good, like I told you. You can either make it or keep it like it is, or pack your sack and roll on. But I'm in favor of you staying here and getting this damn place straightened out. And thank you. And good night. Oh, wait, y'all got executive session or something. Go ahead. Y'all want an executive session? Or y'all going home?
Yeah, we do have an executive session.
Okay, y'all need a motion to go into executive session. I'm going home. Go ahead. You got a motion?
Make a motion, we go into closed session for personnel matters and real property record.
Okay, all right.
Investigation of General Statute 143-318.11, A5 and A6.
Okay. Any discussion? All in favor? Thank you. It's unanimous. Thank y'all. Good night, everybody. I'm going to get my medicine. Good night, everybody. Good night.
Take care, man.